In the heart of an ancient Korean village, cradled between emerald mountains and a silver blue sea, lived a maiden named Arang. Her beauty was ethereal, with hair as dark as the midnight sky and eyes that shimmered like the stars. Yet it was her voice, a gift from the heavens, that captured the hearts of all who heard her. Each night, as the world settled into sleep, Arang would sing under the moon's gentle light, her melodies floating through the village, casting a spell of peace and harmony. Arang's love for the moon was a secret she held close to her heart, a love that began when she was a child. She would spend hours by the riverbank, gazing at the moon's reflection in the water, whispering her dreams and desires to the glowing orb above. Little did she know, the moon was listening. One night, as Arang sang her lullaby to the moon, something extraordinary happened. The moon's reflection in the river began to ripple and shimmer until it transformed into the figure of a young man. He was Dal, the spirit of the moon, a celestial being of unimaginable beauty and grace. His eyes, deep and luminous, mirrored the vastness of the night sky, and his voice was like the soothing murmur of the wind through the trees. From that night onwards, Dal descended from the heavens each night to be with Arang. Together, they would sit by the river, sharing stories, laughter, and songs. Their love blossomed under the moon's gentle glow, pure and untainted by the world. However, their love was not meant to be. The gods, who watched over the balance of the universe, soon took notice of the forbidden love between the moon spirit and the mortal maiden. Among them was the god of fate, an imposing figure who governed the destinies of all beings, mortal and immortal alike. With a thunderous voice and an aura that radiated authority, he decided to confront the lovers. One night, as Arang and Dal sat by the river, the air grew cold, and the sky darkened with storm clouds. Lightning crackled across the heavens as the god of fate appeared before them, his presence commanding and fearsome. He towered over them, his eyes glowing with a mixture of anger and sorrow. Arang Dal, the god of fate, intoned, his voice reverberating through the night, "Your love is a transgression against the laws of the universe. The balance must be maintained, and your union threatens to disrupt this harmony." Arang clutched Dal's hand tightly, her heart pounding with fear. Dal, though shaken, stood firm, his love for Arang giving him strength. They pleaded with the god of fate, promising to keep their love hidden from the eyes of the world, but the god was unmoved by their pleas. "The choice is yours," the god of fate declared. "You must either part ways forever, or Dal must give up his immortality and the light of the moon, becoming a mere mortal. But be warned, should you choose the latter, your love will be tested in ways you cannot imagine." Without a moment's hesitation, Dal chose to forsake his celestial form for the woman he loved. The god of fate, surprised by Dal's unwavering resolve, agreed to his request, but a somber warning lingered in the air. Dal was reborn as a mortal, his celestial powers and immortality stripped away. He and Arang were finally free to live together, and for a time, they were blissfully happy. They married in a quiet ceremony by the riverbank, under the light of the very moon that once housed Dal's essence. The villagers rejoiced, for Arang had found true love, and their union was celebrated with songs, dances, and feasts that lasted for days. But the god of fate's warning was not in vain. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Dal began to weaken. His once vibrant spirit started to fade, as if the light within him was slowly being extinguished. The villagers, who had come to love Dal as one of their own, were baffled and heartbroken, for no healer or remedy could restore his strength. Arang, consumed with worry and love, sought out a shaman who lived deep within the mountains. This shaman was known for her wisdom and her connection to the spirits of the earth and sky. With great effort, Arang climbed the steep, rocky paths to reach the shaman's hidden dwelling, where the wise woman awaited her. The shaman listened to Arang's tale and then spoke with a voice as ancient as the mountains themselves. "To save Dal, you must gather the tears of the stars. These tears are the essence of celestial love and can restore his life. But beware, child, the journey is fraught with dangers, and only one with a pure heart can succeed." Without hesitation, Arang vowed to undertake the perilous journey. The shaman gave her a small vial, instructing her to fill it with the tears of the stars. Arang set off on her quest, leaving behind her ailing husband and the life they had built together. Arang's journey was arduous and treacherous. She traveled through dense, dark forests where ancient trees whispered secrets and shadows seemed to come alive. She crossed raging rivers that threatened to sweep her away and climbed towering mountains that scraped the sky. At every turn, she faced trials that tested her resolve and her love for Dal. In the depths of the forest, she encountered a mysterious fox spirit who tempted her with visions of an easier life, free from suffering. But Arang's heart remained true, and she resisted the fox's illusions, pressing on despite the weariness in her bones. As she climbed the highest peak, the wind howled around her, trying to push her back, as if the very elements were testing her determination. She nearly slipped and fell countless times, but each time, the thought of Dal waiting for her gave her the strength to continue. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, Arang reached the summit of the tallest mountain, where the stars themselves wept their tears. The sky was clear and vast, with stars shining like diamonds against the velvet night. She held out the vial, and with great reverence, she collected the tears, tiny, shimmering drops that glowed with an inner light. Her journey back to the village was no less challenging, but she persevered, driven by the love she held for Dal. When she finally returned, she was weary and worn, but triumphant. Arang rushed to Dal's side, her heart pounding with hope. She gently uncorked the vial and poured the tears of the stars over him. The moment the first drop touched his lips, Dal's body began to glow with a soft, celestial light. His strength returned, and color flushed back into his cheeks. But as he opened his eyes, Arang's joy turned to despair. Dal looked at her with confusion, his eyes no longer filled with the love they once shared. The tears of the stars had healed his body, but they had also taken away his memories of their love. He had forgotten everything: who she was, what they had been through, and the love that had brought them together. Arang was heartbroken, but she did not give up. Every night, she sang the songs they had once shared, hoping against hope that the melodies would rekindle the memories in Dal's heart. For months, Dal listened, moved by the beauty of her voice, though the memories remained elusive. The moon watched over them, shining brightly each night as if urging Dal to remember. Then, one night, as Arang sang a particularly haunting lullaby, Dal felt a sudden, overwhelming wave of emotion. The memories came flooding back, every moment, every kiss, every whispered promise. Tears filled his eyes as he finally remembered their love. He ran to Arang, who was still singing by the riverbank, and embraced her with all the love he had once forgotten. But as they held each other under the moonlight, a chilling realization dawned upon them: Dal's time as a mortal was running out. Dal could feel it in his heart. Without the light of the moon, he could not remain in the mortal realm for much longer. The love that had sustained him was not enough to keep him bound to the earth. His return to the moon was inevitable. With tears streaming down his face, Dal turned to Arang. "My love, I must return to the moon, but I cannot bear the thought of leaving you again." Arang, though her heart was breaking, smiled through her tears. "Dal, our love is eternal. Whether you are here on earth or in the heavens above, I will always carry you in my heart. Go back to the moon, and let your light shine for the world. I will look up at the sky every night, and know that we are together in spirit." Dal kissed Arang one last time, a kiss filled with all the love, sorrow, and longing they had ever known. Then, with a final embrace, he transformed back into his celestial form. The moon, which had dimmed during his time on earth, now blazed with a brilliant, pure light as he ascended back into the night sky. As Dal rejoined the moon, the heavens seemed to glow brighter than ever before, as if the entire universe was acknowledging the power of their love. Arang lived out the rest of her days in the village, never taking another lover, for her heart belonged solely to Dal. Each night, she would return to the riverbank where they had first met, singing her songs to the moon. The villagers would often hear her singing and would be moved to tears by the beauty and sorrow in her voice. As the years passed, Arang grew older, but her love for Dal never wavered. Even as her body aged, her voice remained as pure and enchanting as it had been in her youth. She sang to the moon until her very last breath, and when she passed away, it is said that her spirit ascended to the heavens, joining Dal in the sky. On clear nights, when the moon is full and the stars are bright, those who walk by the riverbank can still hear the faint echoes of Arang's song, a melody carried by the wind. The moon, shining down with a warm, gentle light, is a reminder of the love that transcended both time and space. The villagers continued to tell the tale of Arang and Dal, passing it down from generation to generation. It became a story that inspired all who heard it, a story of love, sweetness, harmony, and understanding. It taught them that true love is not bound by the limits of the physical world but is a force that can bridge even the greatest of divides. And so, the tale of Arang and Dal lives on, an eternal ode to the power of love, a love that continues to shine as brightly as the moon itself. If you enjoy this story, please like, share, and subscribe.